Hi all. In this video, we are going to discuss about two important factors regarding the memory of a computer system, which are called latency and bandwidth. We know that normally the data will be transferred between the processor and the main memory. We are storing the instructions and data, that means the entire program and the data on which it works are stored in main memory for execution. The data transfer between these two units will be either a word or a group of words or a block of words. If you want to find out or if you want to calculate the performance of a computer system, that is how fast the computer system works, it actually depends on two main factors. The first one is called the speed and the second one is called the efficiency of data transfer between processor, main memory or disk. That is, these are the three different units of a computer system through which the data will be transferred. Either it will be between the memory and the processor, or the data transfer will be between the memory and the disk, or the data transfer can be between the processor and the disk. So anyway, if you want to find out the performance of a computer system, there are two important points are there. That is, the performance completely depends on two main factors. The first one is the speed and the second one is the efficiency of data transfer. Actually, the performance of a computer system can be measured based on two parameters. The first one is called memory latency and the second parameter is called memory bandwidth. So now we are going to discuss about these 2 points in detail. So latency and bandwidth, they are two main important measures, two important parameters based on which we will evaluate the performance of a computer system. So first we are going to discuss what is the meaning of memory latency. Suppose that the data transfer between any two units, that is between the processor and the main memory, suppose they are transferring one word at a time, or they want to transfer only one word at a time. The amount of time, the meaning of or the definition of the memory latency means the amount of time it takes to transfer one word of data to or from the memory. So that is the definition of memory latency. So once again, what is memory latency? Memory latency is the amount of time needed in order to transfer one word of data to or from the memory. That is, it depends on the operation. In some case, it may be read operation. In that case, we want to read data from the memory, or if the operation is a write operation, we want to write data to the memory. So that is the meaning of to or from the memory. So whatever may be the memory operation we are doing, how much amount of time will be taken in order to transfer one word of data to or from the memory is called the memory latency. But in the case of burst operation means that we want to transfer more than one word between the memory and the processor. That is, we need to transfer more data, more words are needed to be transferred. Here the time needed to transfer depends on the rate at which the successive words are transferred and the block size. That is, in the case of single word transfer, we just want to find out the time needed to transfer that one word, because we are only transferring one word. So there the time will be the amount of time needed to transfer one word of data. But suppose that if you want to transfer a block of data, that is a block of words, for example 12 words we need to be transferred. So in that case, the time the amount of time needed to complete the operation actually depends on the rate at which the different words, we know that we want to transfer a block of data, so the rate at which the successive words are transferred and the block size, what will be the size of the block. So based on that only we can calculate the performance. So in the case of block transfer, the memory latency means the amount of time which is taken in order to transfer the first word of the block. So we know that in block transfer multiple words will be there. It is not the case as we specified a single word transfer, because a lot of words we need to be transferred, that is called the burst mode. So here the memory latency means how much amount of time is taken in order to transfer the first word of data. So that is the meaning of memory latency. So here we consider the memory latency. What is the meaning of memory latency in single word transfer, and what is the meaning of memory latency in burst transfer. So in the case of single word transfer, memory latency is the amount of time needed to transfer one word of data to or from the memory. In the case of burst transfer, the memory latency is the time required to transfer the first word of data. So suppose we can consider this timing diagram. In this timing diagram, here this is the clock pulse. Suppose it is a synchronous DRAM. Here we are considering the same example we already studied, and this is a synchronous DRAM, and here we can see the clock pulse. Since it is synchronous, we are using the clock pulse in order to synchronize all the activities of this circuit. So here we can denote each clock pulse, which include one high pulse and one low pulse, that is one clock pulse. And here we can see that the main point here we have to consider is what is the latency, what is the memory latency in this example. So actually the memory operation starts whenever the processor will send the raw address. That is, actually data are stored inside the memory, that is in the form of array of cells. In order to access, in order to perform any operation, first of all we have to specify the address. And since the memory is arranged as a matrix, we have to first specify the row address, and after that we have to specify the column address. And suppose that the row address, we know that the bar just above the RAS means that it is an active low signal. So this signal will be active at this clock pulse. Okay, this is active low here. That means the row at this time, at this clock pulse, the row address has been placed on the bus, address bus. And that means the memory operation is just about to begin. And after this, so this is the corresponding time when the row address is placed inside the address bus. And after placing the row address, we can calculate after how many clock pulse the first data has been placed on the data bus. This is the first clock cycle, this is the second clock cycle, this is the third clock cycle, this is the fourth clock cycle, and after the fifth clock cycle, the entire data, the first block of data has been placed on the data bus. So what will be the memory latency here? Here the memory latency will be 5. That means after placing the row address, after 5 clock cycle, the first data has been placed on the data bus. That is, we will get the data only after 5 clock cycle after placing the row address. So here the memory latency is 5 clock cycles. So here the main point is that in the case of synchronous DRAM, suppose that this is a timing signal, and here suppose that we want to do any memory operation, let it be reading or writing, whatever may be the operation. Suppose that we are reading the data from a specified memory array. So for that, first thing is the row address has to be placed. Then only the call after a certain clock cycle, the column address will be placed. So here the address, this is the address we are placing. This is the meaning of address we are placing. So during this time, this clock pulse, the row address, that is the meaning of row. Row address has been placed on the address bus. Here the CAS is active. That means the column address has been placed on the address bus. And here if you want to calculate the latency, memory latency, that means that how much amount of time is taken in order to transfer one word in the case of single word transfer, and the first word in the case of burst transfer. And here we assume that it is a burst transfer. So that is, we are transferring multiple words at a time. So in this case, the latency indicates the how much amount of time will be taken in order to transfer the first word. And here after placing the raw address, at this clock pulse, the raw address has been placed on the address bus, and after that 5 clock cycle it has to wait in order to place the first word on the data bus. So here the memory latency is 5 clock cycle. The second point we have to consider is the memory bandwidth. So we said that there are two parameters are there based on which we can calculate the performance of a computer system. And the data transfer can be either we can transfer a single word of data or we can transfer a block of data. A block of data means a block of words we are transferring between different units. And if suppose that if you are performing block transfer, that means we are passing or we are transferring more than one word at a time. The bus parameter which is used to find out the efficiency of a computer system or the memory's performance will be memory bandwidth. So the memory bandwidth is the best measure to evaluate the performance of a computer system in the case of block transfer. So what is the meaning of memory bandwidth? The memory bandwidth means it is the number of bits or bytes that can be transferred in 1 second. That is how many bits we can transfer in 1 second or how many bytes we can transfer in 1 second. It is called the memory bandwidth. So if you want to transfer a block of data, if you know the time or how many bits you can transfer in 1 second, based on which we can calculate how much amount of time will be taken in order to transfer the entire block. So that is the meaning of memory bandwidth. So here we explain two main parameters based on which you can evaluate the performance of a computer system. The first one is called the memory latency and the second one is called the memory bandwidth. Memory latency will be helpful if you are transferring a single word of data. The memory latency definition means that the amount of time which is taken in order to transfer one word of data. In the case of memory bandwidth, this is the measure, bus measure. This is the best parameter in order to measure the performance of a computer of a memory transfer in the case of burst mode. So memory bandwidth means how many amount of bits or how many number of bytes we can transfer in 1 second is called bandwidth of a memory. So after these points, the next point we have to study, or the next topic we have to study, is single data rate SDRAM. So we studied about the synchronous type of DRAM. In single data rate or in this type of SDRAM, this type of memory can accept only one command and it can transfer one word per clock cycle. So here the definition of single data rate SDRAM means it's a type of a memory chip. It's a type of synchronous DRAM in which this chip can accept only one command at a time and it can transfer only one word per clock cycle. That is, in each clock cycle it can transfer one word of data. That is the meaning of single data rate SDRAM. And here we explained the meaning of this is the clock cycle, clock pulse, and here we can see that at rising edge of each clock cycle the actual data transfer will start. So that is the meaning of that is the style of single data rate SDRAM. So all commands, as I said, at a time only one command can be accepted by this type of chip, and all the commands will be relative to the rising edge of clock signal. That is, the commands will be sent or commands will be activated during the rising edge of a clock signal. The rising edge means the up edge. So that is the meaning of single data rate RAM. And the second type of SDRAM that we are going to discuss is double data rate SDRAM. So here we studied about the synchronous type of DRAM, and the main advantage, as we said, the synchronous type of DRAM is that here all the activities are synchronized with the help of a clock pulse, and it is also fast when compared to the dynamic asynchronous type of DRAM. Double data rate SDRAM is a type of, it's the fastest version of SDRAM. That means it is a type of SDRAM. And in the previous one, in single data rate SDRAM, each commands are activated during the rising edge of the clock signal. But here, the data transfer will occur during both edge of the clock pulse, that is at rising edge and the lower edge, the data transfer will take place. So that is the main advantage of double data rate SDRAM. So as we said, it's a type of SDRAM which is a fastest version of SDRAM, and here each actions take place during the, in the case of in the previous type, that is a single data rate SDRAM, as we said, all the actions take place during the rising edge of the clock signal, but here the data transfer occurs at each edge of the clock pulse, and in this case the latency will be same as that of the normal SDRAM, but the difference is the bandwidth. The bandwidth will be double because the data transfer will occur at the leading and falling edge. In the case of burst transfer, it will be more advantage. That is the main advantage of the double data rate SDRAM.